What's up, YouTube? Gustav Flake here. Long time no talk. I've been watching your guys' videos as always, but haven't had time to make one. I've been wicked busy lately. So yeah, here I am though. I'm gonna do a quick first impressions of Samuel Gawith's Navy Flake. It's a Navy Flake that with a lot of Kia in it. So I've never tried it other than like 2 minutes ago when I sparked this bowl. I'm smoking it in this I think it's a 1975 Dunhill. I got it a couple months ago. And it's a the shell finish with pretty cool kind of ring grain going on this side. And not much going on this side, but it's not bad looking. Super light pipe. I got it for a steal of a deal on eBay because it was listed in like the women's jewelry section or something. That's my theory, is that it was just listed in the wrong spot and nobody was bidding on it. But also I know that Dunhill in the 70s or whatever, don't quote me on any of this, but I heard that they had pretty poor quality control, and this definitely is a product of that. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell, but if I hold the stem completely flat, the dot itself is off center from the pipe. And I know that the stem is correctly centered because there are the shape of the stem here, the lines line up perfectly here. I also know it's the original stem. I talked to a couple of experts online, sent them some detailed photos, and read some guides. And original stem, real Dunhill. But yeah, even the finish doesn't look quite like some of the other shells I've seen. It's kind of got this smooth, very shallow, blasted finish on it. All that to be said, it was hardly smoked. Nothing on the stem looked brand new, and just the tiniest bit of cake on the inside. I wouldn't even call it cake. It was like a dusting of somebody probably smoked this under 20 times back in the 70s. And so I cleaned it up a little bit. My first kind of hand at restoring, or coming close to restoring. Really, it was more just sanitizing. I just wanted to sanitize it and make sure there wasn't any flavors in there. And now it's a great smoker. I've smoked, I mean, I've only smoked maybe 10 bowls out of it, but I'm enjoying it so far, and it's got some character to it. And I've always wanted a Dunhill, so I'm happy. That being said, if anybody out there was born in 1975 and wants a crooked Dunhill and has a 1997, because that's the year I was born, and wants to swap, and we can both get some birth year Dunhills, I will gladly offer this up. No, but I love it. I love the pipe. Anyways, Samuel Gawith's Navy Flake. A lot of Kia. Pretty interesting. All the Navy Flakes I've smoked have had are pretty much either straight Virginia with some sort of rum or some sort of topping casing, or Virginia Perique in a flake, generally with a topping or casing. So this will be pretty interesting. I'm going to spark it up. The Latakia definitely isn't overpowering. But it's for sure the star of the show. tastes very much like Samuel Godd with Latakia. I think I've only tried Squadron Leader. I'm trying to think if I've had other Godd with Latakia blends. I thought I had, but I guess I mostly stick to their Virginias and like, you know, the stronger, like the dark or the brown twist, or what is it? Twist number 4. That one I like. I love 1792. I've smoked my fair share of Full Virginia, Squadron Leader. Yeah, I don't think I've had any of their other Latakia blends. I know that they've got like Commonwealth. They've got a whole range of Latakia blends. This is reminding me a little bit of Squadron Leader, the flavor of the Latakia. I feel like their Latakia, or at least what I'm thinking of, is so Latakia is an Oriental leaf, right? And I think that this like really tastes like an Oriental leaf. What I mean by that is when I smoke something like Nightcap, which has Orientals in it, sure, other Orientals, or like 10 Russians, or Plum Pudding, or Chelsea Morning, some of these other Latakia blends, or Plum Pudding is a good example. I think you can pick out the flavor of the smoky, darker kind of Latakia, and at the same time you can pick out this tangy kind of like sweetness of the other Orientals that are in play there. And I have always thought of, and I think a lot of people kind of think of Latakia as its own sort of sect of Oriental, when in reality it's kind of a part of that broader family of Orientals. Just kind of like Kentucky and Burley, right? Like I think of Burley and I don't necessarily think of like the like barbecue-y old dark fired or bold Kentucky flavors. I think of Haunted Bookshop and Carter Hall. Like you think of like that kind of milder aged Burley flake, coffee, earthy stuff, and then you get some Kentucky and it's this whole other thing, but it's still a Burley, right? I think that a lot of Kia's in that same kind of realm, in that it's an Oriental, but you don't think of it as an Oriental. In this, I would be not surprised if there's some Orientals in here, and all of that was for nothing. But I feel like this Latakia is taking on a more kind of tangy, sour, almost Oriental feel. The Virginias are there. And they're very much that Gawith kind of mild but dark Virginia flavor. And maybe I should have done more research on this. I'm not picking up a casing or a topping of any sort. I'm just assuming there is one because it's a Navy Flake, but it very well could be not. that's another thing I kind of find with a lot of these Navy Flakes is they're all cased or topped with rum or whatever, you know, you want to say, but you don't pick it up, or at least I don't either. I don't. I think I'm fairly sensitive to toppings and casings, but unlike a lot of reviewers on here and smokers in general, I can really enjoy a topped blend that the topping works really well with the natural flavors. For example, University Flake is one of my favorite blends, and that's topped with like a berry flavoring. I think not everybody, but a lot of people love Sun Bear, and in reality, come on, that's exactly that. I smoked a bowl of salty dogs, Dan Tobacco's salty dogs the other day, and I just couldn't pick up any of the rum or whatever. And I'm not picking anything up here, which is a good thing as well. I really do like natural tobacco flavors as well. It's good. It's definitely good. I dried it out quite a bit. It's smoking pretty easily. It's not blowing my socks off, but it's pretty good. That being said, I have not been on much of a Latakia kick lately. I feel like unlike maybe the norm, while I understand as the seasons shift and it gets a little cooler outside, I understand why people migrate to Latakia blends and fuller, kind of smokier blends. I just, for whatever reason, I smoke a lot of Latakia in the fall. I generally smoke a little bit in the spring just because I often go all winter without really smoking that much of it. I tend to smoke my like regulars the most in the winter, which would be like Capstan and Haddo's Delight. And you know, if I'm smoking earlier in the day, it's usually Aged Burley Flake or Haunted Bookshop. I brought up Sun Bear earlier though because lately I've just been wanting to smoke Sun Bear all day, all night. I was trying to figure out what it was, and I think it's the Orientals, and I've really been kind of deep diving into this Oriental world. So probably some Oriental blends to come after this one. But yeah, that's it. Pretty good stuff. I wouldn't say it's a must buy, but I would definitely give it a shot. I'd give it a shot, and maybe you'll like it more than I do. Not to say I'm not enjoying this, but yeah, hope everybody out there's doing great. It's good to check in, and yeah, we'll see you next time.